Hi, and welcome to the Word of the Week. This week's word is optimism. Now, we've been talking about this month our ideas, let your feelings show. We want to express the way we feel inside. And optimism is a kind of a polarizing word, and it's kind of interesting for me because so much of my approach to life is based on the Taiji theory, the yin-yang theory. And optimism and pessimism are two opposites that exist, and it's the whole, is the glass half empty or half full? Well, either way, there's half empty and half full. It's a question of what you focus on, and that's going to determine your next action. You see, optimism is defined as an inclination to put the most favorable construction upon actions and events, or to anticipate the best possible outcome. So you're always seeing the opportunity in a situation, as opposed to pessimism, which is an inclination to emphasize adverse aspects, conditions, and possibilities, or to expect the worst possible outcome. Now, another interesting portion of the definition of pessimism is that pessimism is the doctrine that reality is essentially evil, and the doctrine that evil overbalances happiness in life. So if you're a pessimistic person, you need to ask yourself, do you really believe that reality is essentially evil, or that evil overbalances happiness? Now, there's a lot of really crazy things that are going on in our world right now, and every day we hear about more and more injustices and basically evil things that happen. The question is, are we going to allow that to overtake our life? Are we going to allow a pessimistic view of our reality to, in essence, create that reality? See, here's the thing about optimism and pessimism. If you're optimistic and it's a bad situation, you have this root belief that things will and can get better. You just need to wait it out. You need to do the work. You need to continue going because it's going to get better. If you're pessimistic, you're believing that it's never going to get any better. It's only going to continue to get worse. So if we use a sports analogy, if you go into a game and you're optimistic, an optimistic person will, maybe they're down, 20 points at the half. And if they're optimistic, if they believe they can win, if they know they can win, deep down in their heart, this is just a test, this is an opportunity. Even if they get down to being down by 30 points, with only a quarter left to go in a basketball game, is it possible to win? Absolutely. If you're optimistic, because that means you're going to keep trying. You believe it's going to happen. So even when it gets tough, you keep going. If you're pessimistic, if you believe you've already been beaten, if you believe it's never going to get any better, you've got no chance of winning because you're not going to try. See, there's this mechanism in our brain that's going to kick in, and it's going to say, hey, look, it's not going to work, so why even bother? And you may put on a show, but you will never give 100% because that part of your brain is telling you it's a wasted effort. So do you really want to go through life thinking that it's never going to get any better, that you're never going to put full effort in because you believe completely in your heart that things will never be better than they are at this very moment? Well, I, for one, don't want to live that way. That's why I tend to keep an optimistic perspective on things, even when things get bad. See, an optimist doesn't particularly believe that things will never go wrong, that you will never be wrong, that you will never lose, that there will never be a setback. An optimist just looks at that and says, okay, that's just setting me up for my next success. That's just setting me up for my next lesson. There's something for me to learn from this. So I'm going to learn it, and I'm going to take it, and I'm going to come out being stronger and better and more well equipped at the end of this process. See, that's an optimistic perspective. So what I'd like to encourage everybody to do is to look at how you view your life, how you view your work, your training, your relationships. Do you come from an optimistic perspective, or are you viewing it from a pessimistic perspective? See, that's the beauty of the yin-yang theory, is that the situation is just what it is. Right? Whatever your circumstance is, it is what it is. It's really neither bad nor good. It's how you respond to it and what you make out of it. So if we go from that optimistic perspective, and when we believe in our heart, within our soul, with the core of our being, we believe that it can get better, that it will get better, then we will make the actions, we'll take the steps that are necessary to make that the reality. If you're pessimistic, then you're going to say, why bother? So please think about how you can use your optimism to create the kind of situations in your life that you want to have. All right, I hope you enjoyed this week's lesson, and I hope to see you next week.